So, Mr. Zhukov, thank you very much that you agreed to do this interview. It's a pleasure to have you here. So, let me start with this question. This year, Kazakhstan is chairing Central Asian Regional Economic Cooperation Program, the CAREC. So, could you please tell us what are the program's key priorities and achievements here in our region?
Thank you for this question, and it's a pleasure to be here too. So, Central Asia Regional Economic Program was established in 1997. It includes 11 member countries. These are 5 countries in Central Asia, 2 countries in the Caucasus, more specifically Georgia and Azerbaijan, plus Afghanistan, Pakistan, People's Republic of China, and Mongolia. So, since establishment, this program generated over $50 billion in investments, mainly in infrastructure and regional connectivity, in particular in transport and energy sector. Specifically for Kazakhstan, we provided assistance to the tune of over $9 billion US, specifically for the regional cooperation cooperation efforts. So Kazakhstan is the second largest recipient of assistance for the CAREC program since its establishment. As I mentioned earlier, the main focus is on the development of transport and energy connectivity. In particular, if we talk about transport, under the CAREC program, we develop what we call CAREC transport corridors. We have 6 of them, going from east to west and from north to south. In recent years, since 2022, particular prominence has been given to the so-called CAREC Corridor number 2, or what some other organizations call Middle Corridor or Trans-Caspian Corridor. So we're working particularly closely on this initiative with Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Azerbaijan, and Georgia, trying to help the countries to diversify trading routes out of the region. The big issue which is being faced by the region, the whole world, of course, is the climate change. So increasingly the attention of CAREC program has also been directed to this area.
You already mentioned that, but can we continue? What are the main challenges that our region is facing today, and how is the CAREC program is addressing them?
I think we're quite happy to see that despite the multiple challenges that the region has been facing, the economic performance by and large has been quite robust. So Asian Development Bank forecasts that compared to this year, 4.6% growth. Next year the region will grow by about 5.22%. In terms of specific challenges, of course, in recent years the whole world and the region experienced quite a lot of shocks. First, of course, it was the shock caused by COVID-19 pandemic, and subsequently by increasingly fractured geopolitical environment. We think that there is a lot of scope for the countries to increase, improve collaboration with each other, to become more resilient in facing these shocks. And again, I will mention the climate change. This is the overwhelming challenge facing not just the region, but the whole world. And specifically in our countries, we can see that even including Kazakhstan earlier this year, the increased quantity of and extent of the natural disasters. So which sometimes it's a flood, sometimes it's a drought, sometimes it's other kind of damage. So we think that the region, a lot of these issues are cross-border issues. So no individual country can address them. So we feel that the CAREC countries have to work together to address these issues related to climate change.
Yes, that's right. May I ask you this question? What significant agreements were reached during this the CAREC ministerial conference that was held in Astana?
Actually, the conference is still ongoing, but in terms of the major agenda items, there are 2. One is getting endorsement of what we call CAREC Climate Action Plan, and the second one is the midterm review of CAREC Strategy 2030. So for the first item, last year the ministers met in November in Tbilisi, Georgia, and they adopted so-called CAREC Climate Change Vision. So this year the team worked very hard to translate this vision into action plan. I'm happy to inform you that we received endorsement of the ministers for this plan, and it will be launched next week in Baku, Azerbaijan, during the upcoming COP29. So the plan focuses on the priority areas which the region have to work on to make sure that the transition to green energy happens, and that the systems are robust enough to withstand the impacts of the climate change. For the CAREC action, for the midterm review of CAREC Strategy 2030, we also hope to receive an endorsement today. And the main thrust of the strategy remains as it was. But I think what we want to do, we want to focus more on development of the specific infrastructure, regional economic cooperation projects among the countries, which will directly benefit to our region. We also signing several MOUs and agreements, including on the establishment of climate change CAREC Project Preparation Fund. We received support from two donor countries, from Republic of Korea and the People's Republic of China. And second document we are going to sign later today is a memorandum of understanding between Azerbaijan, Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan on development of the undersea cable, power cable and IT cable going from Uzbekistan, Kazakhstan, under the Caspian Sea to Azerbaijan and then further to Europe.
I've got one more question, last but not least, of course. Could you please outline the main priorities of the Asian Development Bank here in Kazakhstan, and what are the major projects that you're working on right now?
Thank you for this question. We're here not only just to conduct the CAREC ministerial meeting, but we're also here to celebrate 30th anniversary of Kazakhstan's membership in the Asian Development Bank. So Kazakhstan joined ADB in 1994. It was the first country in Central Asia to join the Asian Development Bank. So since that membership was established, ADB lent close to $7 billion to support various sectors of Kazakh economy. In terms of the ongoing portfolio, last year ADB board endorsed what we call country partnership strategy, covering from 2023 to 2027. And the main focus on the strategy is on improvement of governance, supporting green growth, and also human development. For the specific, if we talk about specific projects, this year we've committed about $770 million to the economy of Kazakhstan. One specific example I'll give, in late October, ADB approved a loan to fund a project to rehabilitate a highway between Kazakh and Kazakhstan. So this project will help the government to convert a two-lane road and a two-four-lane, much higher quality road. So we've been meeting the various ministers in the government, and we're of course very cognizant of the fact that the President of Tokayev announced a new infrastructure development plan for the next, until 2030. So ADB is quite keen to work with the government to help the government to actually implement this infrastructure development plan. So we're also working not just with the government, we're also working directly with the private sector and with some major SOEs. I'll give you a couple of examples. Last year, ADB approved a loan together with EBRD colleagues to Kazakh. No, not to Kazakh, sorry. To private sector to convert the CHP plant in Almaty #2 from coal to gas.
Yes.
So thus reducing the emissions. And this year, ADB approved loan to Kazakh, also without the government guarantee, to help develop a power distribution system in the southern part of Kazakhstan, which is experiencing kind of increased demand for the electricity transmission. This is just a few examples. Maybe one more example I'll give. We're working very closely with the Odbase Bank.
Yes.
Providing them funds on land for the mortgages and to support women businesses and also green housing.
Mr. Zhukov, thank you very much for your dedication to this work, especially here in Kazakhstan. It was a pleasure to talk to you.
Thank you very much.